In late October of 2023, I started this YouTube channel and created a live account with 200 euros, and I would risk 5% per trade. And I would show every single trade that I take on this channel to keep myself responsible and show you what it's like as a trader that hasn't made it yet to Lamborghini status like you see everywhere. The account quickly went down to 146 and stood at 184 on the last trading day of the year. But as you have seen in the title and thumbnail, I had one good trade on GJ to end the year with. So let's get into it. First of all, let's go over some concepts I use for my trades. First, we want to make sure we are trading with the overall trend. Second, we want to enter on a pullback and confirm the pullback has completed by seeing the break of structures in the same direction again as the trend. First, I identified we are trending down, so a short would be the way to go. Then we pull back, and I have a rule that I cannot trade the Asian session. Why? Well, it would mess with my sleep because I'm sleeping during this time. This is midnight for me as I'm located in the Netherlands. But most importantly, the Asian session usually is a consolidation area. And that's when you want to stay out of the market, because there aren't any real big moves coming through. Then at 8 o'clock the Asian session was over, and now it was my time to look for trades. By that time we were trading into an imbalanced order block. The order block even liquidated a small high, indicating a stronger order block, and even left an imbalanced area, meaning there are still orders resting there. But you don't want to enter directly with a limit order, because the order block hasn't broken any significant structures. Yes, it did break this one, but that is too far back because the same break of structures happened multiple times afterwards. And that means that the break does not have a lot of meaning anymore. So, what are we looking for? A break of structure in the same direction as the trend again. Now, there is a break of structure over here, but the trade wouldn't be valid as we are reacting on this imbalanced order block, indicating we could continue the pullback. And a lot of times what the chart likes to do is liquidating the Asia high before continuing with the overall trend. So that was what I was waiting for, and as you can see, it precisely did that. So then again, now we are looking for a real break of structure, and that is what followed. It broke all of these structures with a lot of momentum, and I opted to put my limit order on this last bullish candle before the breakdown. Now I do share all the trades I take on my Instagram at Dutch Trading FX, and I also try to post when I put a limit order on, so if you would like to follow me day to day, you are free to give me a follow there. With the confluence that we have this candle just below, giving us some extra liquidity to be filled, because liquidity simply means there are a lot of orders waiting to be filled, in this case short stop losses, meaning they have to buy back into the market, resulting in enough orders for the shorts to be filled. So then I got triggered in, and I have two take profits. 50% at 3R is what I always do. This is to keep the win rate somewhat close to about 50%. And the second TP is for liquidating the low. This is where the bulk of the profit comes from. Another thing I always do is I go break even at 1.6R. This is again to go easy on the psyche, but actually also helps with profitability and win rate. So next thing you know, it drops to 1.6R, I put my stop loss at break even. Over here I have a screenshot I took on my phone when that happened. After that it waddled around a bit and then dropped to 3R, the first TP. Closed 50% right there. Then the trade proceeded to drop in a straight line down to 7R. Another thing I do is I do not trail my stop loss. I just put the targets and I move on with my day. I don't even have to check it. Once the limit is set, my trading day is done. In recent past, I would look at the trade every other minute and it would just drive me crazy. At least for me, it helps to just have fixed targets and to go break even relatively soon and just call it a day. So then we had a pullback, and I didn't even know the trade dropped that far. I didn't even look at how much profit I was. It just works against you. You'll be stressing about losing that money you haven't even cashed out yet. And it is true that they say you haven't made any money until you cashed out. So all the floating equity, it doesn't matter. It will just make you do irrational things. Alright, so the pullback continued, and we are heading towards market closure right now. That's where I always want to close all my positions as I don't like holding till the next day. I closed the remaining 50% at 4.81 R, resulting in a net 19.52% on the account as I risk 5% per trade. This is because I trade with 200 euros and for me that's not a lot of money. So I need to risk a little bit more than usual to keep it somewhat serious. But also of course not going too crazy on risk management. Of course sometimes it will finish the move the day after, but if you have the rule to close, there is nothing you can do about it. And there is zero reasons to give it any attention. In this case the chart actually reversed for what it's worth. To see the actual trade, let's go over to IC Markets where I take all my trades. I do have a link down in the description as I highly recommend them. I've traded with them over the past 2 years now and they have very small spreads. I even know people taking 1.5 pip stop loss trades on the smaller pairs without any problem. I do receive a small commission at no extra cost for you. And if you want to help the small channel out, feel free to use the link down below. Alright, so here you can see the trade. I sold here and bought back here for 3R or 11 euros. And TP2 bought back here for 4.81R or 18 euros. Bringing the total to 214 euros for the end of the year, ending the year in profit on this live account.